Good morning, you lovely lot, and how are you today? It's Wednesday, I want to say. I hope I've got that date right. It is a Wednesday. I know what I'm like. I always give the wrong day, so I'm really proud of myself that I've got the right day of the week. Good morning. How are you all this morning? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Crafters TV. I'm Debbie Fisher, and you've got me, I would say for the day, but you've got me for this show for the next couple of hours and for the 2 p.m. show, and then we've got our Lily coming in later at 6 p.m. as well. It's going to be a great day because a Wednesday is a day when we have someone in the building that is set to inspire you, give you lots of creative ideas and offer something a little bit different here at Crafters TV. So I'm just going to bring her in now and introduce you to the one and only, the amazing, my gorgeous friend, Sheena Douglas. Hello, lovely.
I was looking for that person. Where are they? I want to meet them.
You can't meet yourself, see? That's you. How are you?
I'm good, yeah. All
yes.
better for having a show with you.
Oh, that's so nice.
We both know we can talk, and we've talked, have we not?
Have we just?
And we'll just keep doing it.
So I have to say, last night I went back to the house. Sheena was at the house, and Sheena was like, Debbie, I'm not going to be staying up long. I need to get to bed. Got a big day tomorrow. Fine. About an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I was like, I think you better go to bed, Sheena.
Yeah, really.
Always stuff to talk about. But the things we've got to talk about today is brand new stamps. We know, Sheena, you bring us the best artwork.
Thank you.
I mean, and these stamps surpass themselves.
Oh, you really love them, don't you?
I love them. I love them so much.
I'm really excited to show you these ones because they're botanical again, which I love. Nature, you know me, nature. But they're a little bit different. They've got a bit of style into them. I put a little bit of swirl and a little bit of a kind of like a spirit of nature swoosh.
Yes, I love that. And it really does show. So I can't wait to show them because they are absolutely stunning. There's 4 different designs. You don't have to choose. They come in an amazing bundle. We can see them here. Absolutely beautiful. We've got our beloved rocker blocks in that collection, plus our tri-blend coloured markers. And they're just gorgeous stamps, absolutely gorgeous. Each one, Sheena, offers something a little bit different.
It is absolutely different. Different shapes, different colour options as well. Landscape, portrait, some of them do both, sort of, to be honest. So lots of options. So trying to pack as much inspiration and choice and playing time into a really affordable, just 4 A6 sets.
Yes.
But big images so that they're usable as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you love them as much as we do, which I'm sure you will, you'll be able to shop the show. In fact, you can shop the day. Head over to the website and you'll be able to see all the goodies that are on there today, including we still have some of our Gemini 2s available. You were loving them yesterday. I'm so pleased we've still got some on the website. So go ahead and shop for those because they are it is an amazing machine. Right, we're going to have a look. Let's see who's in with us this morning, shall we? Let's just have a look through the comments. Rachel, we've got in today. Good morning, Rachel. She's on social. Diane saying hello to everyone. Sarah Brown's in saying hello, my crazy friends. Hoping you're all well. Sending hugs from Australia. Stephanie's in this morning from Wisconsin. Alicia's in saying good morning, wonderful morning, and greetings from Arkansas. Peace and love to everybody. May today be great. Hope everyone is excited about getting their G2 yesterday. It was sort of named by everyone, the G2.
It's like cool. It's so cool.
It's very cool. Really cool.
Down with the kids. G2.
Absolutely. G2. Yeah. I've got my G2. I've got my G2 in the car.
Have you got a G2? I want a G2.
In the car.
I need to get a G2.
You need to get a G2. Yeah, you need to. You need to get a G2. It's on the website. Lois is in. Sweet Imp is in as well from across the globe. Kirsty's in from Teesside. And Candy's in saying hi to all our crafty people from Portland, Oregon. So good morning to everyone that's joining us today. Right, let's have a look at this brand new launch from Sheena. It's absolutely incredible. You can see it here. It's got those beautiful 4 stamps in there. We've got that on a special deal today with our rocker blocks and the most amazing tri-blend pens. Absolutely incredible. Now, today's price, look at that price. Oh my goodness. Okay, platinum price, £27.98. I would be paying that for all those 4 stamps without anything else, but you're actually getting, and I've just spied cardstock as well, so you're getting Nina cardstock, your rocker blocks, your tri-blend pens. You're getting 6 pens in total there, but actually you're getting 3, 6, 9, 18 colours. That's incredible value today. Grab them while you can. That's our Showstopper bundle, and it's absolutely amazing. Right, Sheena, I think you'll have
I'm
some...
just still looking at that price.
I know.
Like, I had no idea.
Me neither.
Because just the stamps would be, hello.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, well, I'm rather happily surprised. Yay, fantastic. So I've got some amazing things that the team have created to show you. So this is the inspiration. So they've all been coloured in with the pens. So look at how gorgeous that is. Isn't that just stunning? So you can see that one you can use landscape or portrait. This is another one here, different one here. So can you see a little bit of glitter, a little bit of bling if you want, all done with the tri-blend pens. That is gorgeous. Beautiful. So again, look, for all year round as well. You know, summer, you can, butterflies, you can colour in any way you want, can't you? And I love that berry. And the berry works either way. It works landscape, portrait, which there's no right, wrong way to put those berries. Love this. This is just so pretty. Look at the pink on that. Love that card. Whose is this? Sharon. Love it, Sharon. Sharon loves that alcohol pen, so perfect for that. And again, another bit of inspiration for you there with the different one. So I've mixed them up so you can see. Oh, hang on. That would stand on your head. That was the Australian one. Right. So you can see again background blending with the pens. Little bit of background creation with the stamps themselves. How autumnal does that look? So you can see how these will take you through the whole year, Debbie.
Well, actually, I was thinking that could be quite Christmassy as well.
Christmassy, festive, absolutely.
Yeah.
Bit of the old, red and green on that, and it'll work. And again, smaller format too, so it doesn't have to be the bigger cards. If you like to make and send a smaller format card. But look at what Sharon's done here. She's used the elements, just snipped out. Even I can cut them out. I'm not the best with scissors. I am not Sheena scissor hands. I'm useless. 2 things, cutting out and tying a ribbon. I'm not your woman. So, yeah, but that even I could do that, and it just looks so cool. And again, other, we'll put that way. Which way we go? Either way, you can have it that way, or you can have it that way.
Love it.
It's a choice. And then keep going. So hopefully this has given you inspiration here. The team are amazing. My team, my inkoids, absolutely. They've been loving using the alcohol pens for a change. Because you know what we're all... And I have to say, I'm looking at the counter today at my workspace, and I said to Debbie, it's weird. There's no kitchen paper. I've got no water. It's like clean.
It's going to be the cleanest you've ever been.
It is the cleanest ever. I will have, I bet I still end up in a mess. I will, probably. I mean, I've still got lots of stuff out because you have to. But that, yes, it's very, it's quite liberating.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And actually, it's really nice to see our Sheena using alcohol pens, because I know she loves them, but obviously she's a messy crafter. So actually, it's really good to get that take on Sheena's take on them, as well as what we do with them. So, which has been a great mix with us. That collaboration with Sheena and Mixed Media is what it is with us as well. Right, so the actual Showstopper today is $34.96 or $50.88. You're saving £31.96. So you're actually buying the pens, the rocker block and the card, and you're getting the stamps free. Sheena, close your ears. I'm sorry we're giving your stamps away. Yeah, we're
just paying for the stamps and everything else.
Just giving them away, absolutely. Right, I do need to cover another little thing that we've got on today. I've got a little goodie bag in front of me. Sheena, you've been picking.
I have.
I love that you've had a look. So Sheena's gone onto the website, had a look, and picked some of the things that she thinks would work really well. Has her goodie bag. So this is our Sheena goodie bag. I'm just going to show you a few things that are in here so you can get an idea, a little teaser, and then we'll go into more detail later. There's an amazing lily die in here, which is beautiful. You've got that die that cuts out all those pieces and the stamp set that goes with those as well. We've got an amazing creator card die, which has got the stamp set in there as well, which is beautiful. I can see why you picked this one. I know you love your nature, which is nice.
Such a good usable die. I love that. That's absolutely just speaks to me, Debbie. It speaks to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this one here, you've got your, these were beautiful, they come out. I mean, I can see why you picked this one, Sheena. The hair on here.
Hair and highlights is perfect for that, to
Yep.
practice with your pen. So perfect for that technique.
Absolutely. I'm going to show you one more. And actually, I think you're a bit sneaky putting this one in here, Sheena.
Oh, well,
It's not brand new.
I know. I had so much fun using that. And I'll tell you what the secret to that one is. Leanne and I will tell you, got it from both of us, cut it up. You see the frame?
Yeah.
Right? We snipped around it. We were just rebels straight away as soon as we got it.
You cut it
cut
up?
out those seed heads, cut around them. Yeah, cut them. You see them on the side, it's all
Oh,
one big
yes.
stamp, right? But cut them out and then you can multi-stamp the seed heads as a separate stamp.
Wow.
And I even snipped in the middle of the vines at the top so you can make that a bigger format, like a square format card. Do you get me?
Of
In the
course.
corner. And then you just multi-stamp. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
that's in
such a
here as
good
well.
one.
And I have to tell you, lots more stuff in there. I will show you all later. But you can get that today for £30 or $40. Platinum price, £24 or $32. That's insanely good. You're going to want to snap that bag up, that's for sure. So that's Sheena's special stamping mystery bag. Although not quite a mystery because I am showing you some of the bits in there. Right, we're going to go over to Sheena and take a look at these brand new stamps. Sheena, these are gorgeous. I love them.
Thank you. Well, I'm just a little bit, like I say, excited. And it's nice to use the alcohol pens as well before we do anything. What I thought we'd do is let's stamp this out and show you what it looks like. And then we'll talk through the pens a little bit and what I kind of think is a good refresher. Even if you know it, sometimes it's good just to refresh yourself with the pens, don't you think? So what I've got is I've got the repositionable, the magnetic stamping platform, which I love. This is my favourite platform, period. And I've got this big, you can see I've used the whole real estate virtually of that A6 stamp size. These are photopolymer, right? So don't think because, oh, hello, but I'm not bitter. Free stamps? What? Brand new launch and they're free, but I'm not bitter. You might hear that a few times, but it's not like they're acrylic. You know, in a clear stamp, you get acrylic, and then you get the Rolls Royce, you get the top of the line, photopolymer. These are the photopolymer.
No.
These are the top
and we're giving them away.
Quality. So these are, yeah, you're getting everything here. We're not holding back on anything. So I've got that there positioned. Oh, you know what? The photopolymer, and you know why? The thing is, when they're new, right? This is it. It's kind of, I did this for you. You know when it looks like a happy accident sometimes?
We like you to show us what to do, not to do.
Right, so photopolymer, when they're new, when you peel them off the backing, you'll find that they're really, really sticky, clingy to that background, you know, the backing cellophane, yeah? To separate them from that. And that's just the quality of the stamps. That's just what happens when they're new. So that can happen, but when they're inked up, we're going to be okay. So if you have to do that and reposition it, don't worry. When we put the ink on, we're going to be fine. All right. So I'm going to use flagstone. So we'll use and I'm using the alcohol-proof dye. So it's important to use the right dye. Also, ink, sorry. And it's also important you use the right paper. What paper would that be then?
Well, could it be our Nina?
It could be the Nina. Nina and Sheena. Nina and Sheena.
Sheena, Nina. I love that. How have I never realised that your name rhymes with Nina?
Yeah, that's right.
Sheena, Nina card.
Yeah. Dreamer. Screamer, I don't know again.
Beamer.
Then we've got, yeah, so you know what, I don't even need to reposition it. We've got a really lovely clear, and this one's really cool because you've got a little bee on it.
Love it. It's beautiful.
So I'm going to pop that to one side. Now that's ready. We're good to go when we are ready. And I don't need, and I use the flagstone because I wanted a softer than a black. Black can be a little bit harsh sometimes.
I like the flagstone, it's my go-to. It's my go-to,
yeah,
the flagstone.
I love it.
A lot of us like pebble, but I like the flagstone. It's not as harsh as black, but it still gives you that nice crisp line.
Yeah, I do like it. It is, and you see more of the colour in and less of the line.
Yeah.
Of course, mix it up. That's the point, mix it up. you know, so it's up to you. You can even do like a no-line colouring if you use one of the water reactive ink pads and a really pale colour. That looks super cool.
Oh,
we should maybe do that at some point today.
Oh, absolutely. Well, funny enough, have you got a sample on the front of that yellow one at the top?
This one, yes.
Because I was going to ask you, when I was looking at the samples, I was going to ask how you do that, because I've never done that before, where it doesn't, it looks hand-painted.
Isn't it so cool? So we're going to do this. So this is going to be my second demonstration.
Please.
Hopefully this hour. Now this one's from Debbie. This one is what we're going to do a version of this from Karen. And there's a version of this one from Debbie, so that's where we're going if you want to stick
brilliant.
around.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. I've always wanted to know, and I've never done it before, so I'd love to learn that technique.
And so everything matters. This is the point. And, you know, I'm not going to rush because we don't need to, because this is important. We never, when you're doing a TV show and it's you've got a certain amount of time, you never really have enough time to talk about the more important things, which are the foundations, I think, Debbie. It's that before you even start getting creative and colourful, it's important. So Nina card, because it's designed for alcohol paper, you wouldn't use this for your water-based products, absolutely not the right card. You'd use your watercolour card for that, you'd use a Nina card for this. It allows the ink, because alcohol ink can feather if you put a different type of card. If it's a different kind of pulp in the card, it can absorb and it can make all the edges kind of frilly, whereas Nina doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So what I would do is I would definitely, look at this. I'm a good girl, I am. I don't just say I'm going to do it, I do it.
I know, you're very good.
Every colour product I get, I make a colour chart with. Now, I have to say, back in the day, Leanne and I, before there was even a Spectrum Noir pen in existence, we were sat around her dining table with these pens and thinking, what colour should we choose? What should we put with what? How will we blend them? What's a warm colour? She'll tell you, warm and cool colour. She keeps telling you, I've taught her about warm and cool colours.
Absolutely.
So before that, and now that made that a little bit kind of, let me show, for example, let me find the dull green blend. What you would have to do with separate pens, you would have to work out how to blend from a darker area to a lighter area, would you not? Now, and I know you guys, if you already know this, just, you know, I'm just starting for the people who are brand new to pens and why you would want to use the tri-blend. So if you're going from that green and you think, but I want a dark bit and I want to go to this green, right? If you try and blend these two together from that to that, that's going to be a big ask. That's like, okay, what do we do? How do we do this? It doesn't work the same as a water-based product. You know, I would use a dark green and add water, but it doesn't work as easily as that. So what Leanne's done, which is genius, so you're only picking up one pen. She said, right, if you start with I like to start with the lighter colour, Debbie, all right? If you start with your lighter colour, and then you put your mid-tone and always overlap. This is basic colouring, as you would say in the States, 101, right? So this is where, and you've got an overlap. Always have more so you can overlap, because we're going to come back to that. This is what I do. We all, if you're using them, you've probably got your own little ways that but this works for me. And then I'll put the green over the mid-green. And then what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll do little circles with these bullet nibs, so you can do circles with the bullet nibs or flick with the brush nib, and I'll show you the difference. I hope this is helpful. I hope this is not boring for you, but for people who haven't used alcohol pens before, it's always good to know how you blend them. How do you get that really nice blend? So can you see, by having that light, medium and dark in every colour, it's taken away the mystery of the arty kind of person going, oh, automatically knows like that and that's going to work together. It's all in the pen for you.
I still love seeing it, Sheena. I mean, I know how they work, but actually the tri-blend blow my mind.
They're amazing.
They are amazing.
Yeah, and so the brush, so if you've got a smaller area to colour, the bullet nib's great for that, for smaller detailed stamps, which a lot of stamps are, Debbie, are not? They're brilliant. But then you've also got the brush option. Oh,
they're amazing, the brush, aren't they? I love
the brush option. I love the brush. I've got to say, because I know people will say, if you haven't got any yet, you might say, which ones would you start with then, Sheena? I'll tell you which ones I would start with. What I would do, I'd start with a brush, because I love the brush, because I can get a fine line with the brush. If you're into brush lettering as well, You know, if you're good with some kind of like blush lettering, you can do that. But what I'm doing now is I'm going and I'm flicking. You can flick from one to the other and get a much better seamless blend by just flicking across from one to the other. Let's do another one of that. So you can either do the little circles that we've just done, or you can do a flick. So light colour down first, and look at how much ink it puts down. I love that. Then we're going to do the mid-tone.
They're really juicy for a 3 pen, aren't they?
They are. They're really, really lovely. They're really, and that's the, again, that fact, that thing that you've got them in your hand, you don't have to worry about it. You've got them, you don't have to put a pen down, pick a pen up. It's already there in your hand. So if you just flick across from one to the other, and what you're doing is you're kind of like diffusing the borders. You're kind of blurring those like join up lines is what you're doing. So the same with this again. So flick one into the other, and just blend out those little, the mid bits. Then you've got a really nice, even, soft transition from one to the other. And what looks even better is if you actually layer them up. All right, so that's the basic. That's what I did. And if they're brand new to you, that is a nice way to get the feel of the pens, to try them out, to try a bit of basic blending, and then you're ready to start colouring. I hope that was useful, that little bit
love
there.
that. And what I also like about that is by doing a chart like that, you can see exactly what colours you're going to use.
Exactly.
It's really handy to keep beside you, isn't it?
It is, because the plastic on the pens, you know, what you've got is you've got plastic that's dyed to kind of represent.
Yeah.
And you're only seeing, you're not seeing the mid colour at all, you're seeing the light and the dark. But by doing this, you can see the actual full transition. And again, here's the other thing. Did you know that card as well, Debbie, can make your pens look dull, the wrong card?
No, I didn't know that.
Absolutely. I have been testing so much card recently for one thing or another.
Yeah.
And watercolours especially. Any colour, and it depends what the composition of the card is. Same colour, same application, and then you look at them and one's vibrant and juicy and bright, like the Nina, and another one can look totally dull. Like, where's the colour there? Colour's disappeared. Right, so let us decide what colour. So I love what Karen's done here. She's used the purple. Let's just go with the basic purple. Let's use both. Let's use both pens, shall we?
Yes, absolutely.
The purple and the, so I'm going to use the purple pen. Let's just, pink violet, that's pretty nice as well though. Yeah, pink violet, let's do pink violet. So what I'm going to do, we're going to start off with this petal here. And I like to start with the lightest colour first, because with any colouring, it's easy to lose the light colour and it's harder to put it back. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so you're already claiming that area as, I want that light, thank you very much. And then I'm going to go with the mid colour, and what I'm doing is I'm flicking a little bit with this pen. You see the veins in the petal?
Yeah.
I'm using that to my advantage to give it a bit of texture, all right? And then I'm going to go in with the darker tone just here at the very base of that petal. Like that. And now I'm not going to leave it at that. I'm going to go back. So I'm going to go back with this lighter colour, and I'm just going to blend into this mid area. It's easier to blend them if the ink is still wet. Even though it's alcohol ink, it still is easier to get the blend if it's still got some wet ink on there. And then you're just going to go and just there's no rush, just take your time. There's no you know, it's not like watercolour that if you don't do it right away, you've lost that opportunity and you can't blend it. You're okay, you've got plenty of time. And you can see how it's starting to get really
looks amazing,
nicely diffused, isn't it? And you can always then go back and put that little bit of that darker tone in that. So we'll do another one, Debbie. So again, start with a light. So light at the ends. And the brush nib again. So if you use a heavier pressure, you don't have to use a heavier pressure, just a light pressure, because they're so juicy. You don't, you know, you want to look after the nibs as well. So, you know, but just be nice and, you know, nice, be kind to them. Right? Although they are really robust, so you don't have to worry too much.
And you're very good at putting those lines in because it shows the shade in.
Exactly. It gives you that little bit of detail and interest to your petal. So we've got that there. So I'm going to go a little bit more with this mid colour, just a little bit more and maybe a touch there where there's a little bit of a shadow and a bit there. So I'm leaving this bit light here, but I still want it blended in a little bit. So I'm just using that little soft, feathery, flicky blending areas. Now what happens is the lighter, unlike watercolour, the light colour actually does bleach out the dark colour as well.
Yeah.
So don't be tempted to go right down to the bottom with the light colour, because you will lighten your dark colour. And like we were saying this morning, it actually benefits from another layer as well. So continue like that. Oh, what am I like? You see, what did I say? How many people do we know that gets a fingerprint with alcohol pens? Is there anybody out there who's done that? Let me know.
No, I've
Make
never
me
done
feel
that.
better. No. What? I don't even know how I've done that, Debbie. You know, there's no ink coming out of the pen. There's not any. It's a gift. What can I say? It is the wonder of me. Yeah, I just can't be tidy if I try. So just carrying on like that. If there's any questions about this as well, shout up, because that's what we're here for. In the Colour Me Happy, we've got more techniques and things. We're going to go a little bit more mixed media. We've got some
nice.
Some really cool. Well, I give Debbie a little quiz this morning on, can you guess the surface I've used for this?
I couldn't.
And you didn't, did you? And
No, I couldn't.
But we're saving it for Colour Me Happy.
And even when you told me, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So Nicola just said I choked on my sandwich. I was so shocked. I was eating a bacon butty this morning when Sheena was telling me, and literally, yeah, I nearly choked on it.
I felt really bad. I didn't want it to have that effect. I thought, well, oh, you know, I was hoping a bit of like mild surprise, not like, I'm going to kill her with this one. Like, no, it's not that good. It's not worth it.
Oh dear, with my snotty nose and my cough, I can't even eat without choking.
Oh, bless you. You did sound a bit like a Hammer horror film this morning when you've done. I thought,
Yeah,
Debbie's
normally it's my
Debbie's
snoring that keeps everyone hears in the house, but this morning it was my hacking.
All I missed was that creaky door going, and then Debbie, the noises was unearthly, I've got to say. I got a bit scared at one point, Debbie. I thought, oh yeah, I'm off. I beat a hasty retreat. Oh, I've just put a dark bit in the light bit rather than me. I wasn't concentrating. So if you do that,
I hope nobody else has got this horrible virus at the moment.
Oh,
it's just
bless.
horrible.
It doesn't sound fun. I'm just going to say you can keep that one. I'm all for sharing, but that's just for you, lovely. You can have that. That's fine.
I actually sprayed the house this morning before I left. There's some disinfectant spray, so I just give it a spray around just so no one can blame me for
It's like one of those
anything.
biodomes over it. It sounded like that's what it needed. I'm not going to lie. It was rather extreme. Oh, I can't believe you had that on your holiday after all that, looking forward to it.
I know, but it didn't ruin my holiday. I think the reason it went to an infection was because I ploughed on. I am a bit of a doer, just get on with it. I've always been like that with the kids when they were growing up. Like when they had colds or had a headache, I was just like, take a pill, get off to school.
Yeah, come on, you're fine, come on.
Yeah, you can get on with it. It's no good sitting moping about it. I've always been one of these people that thinks you just feel worse if you sit and mope about it. But there comes a time when even me on holiday had to admit defeat and was bedridden for a couple of days. But and actually, funny enough, someone has just said that, well, in fact, she said, OK, Debbie, since we had to hear all about your holiday every time where you were going, I want to hear about your lovely holiday now.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was amazing. I haven't really talked much about it, but honestly, it was the most incredible holiday I could ever imagine. The places we see and everything, the people, the places, the experiences were unbelievable. Bali was like paradise, literally.
Oh, was it?
If there was a place that you want to go that you think is paradise, Bali was definitely
I'm singing
it.
Bali High from South Pacific in my head.
Oh, I sing it. I don't know what that one is.
Oh, no, I can't sing it.
Yeah,
no,
you can. You never sing song.
No, watch the film. It'll be much easier. Yeah, it's one of those epic songs as well. Yeah, you've got to actually be able to sing to even do that one.
I'll probably know it if I heard it.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, it's lovely.
But yeah, there's lots of amazing places around the world. I can't believe it's been nearly a month since I've been away.
Really? That long?
I know.
What?
It was literally, I finished, we left on the 31st, so literally a month today we left. And I left work a couple of days before, so yeah, it's been a whole month.
Wow.
It's been crazy. Crazy busy. And if anyone asks me if I'd ever do it again, absolutely not.
That's what you said last night. I was waiting for
and not
absolutely
because it
in a
wasn't
heartbeat.
amazing. I would go to every place again. I just wouldn't have such a busy holiday again. We was doing over 20,000 steps a day. So that will sort of tell you roughly how busy we were. We didn't stop. And a lot of travelling. We had 6 flights in that time as well. So yeah, an awful lot. And the flights home were quite substantial. We left Vietnam to go back to Singapore, and then we had a 7-hour wait over in Singapore, and then a 13-hour flight home. So that was a really long day.
Wow.
But actually, we got to see the Singapore airport, which was amazing, and the waterfall, and we got there and watched the light show, and yeah, it was just so dramatic and amazing. So
cool.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
So the airport was the highlight of your holiday. That doesn't sound good. That's a bit of a worry there, Debbie.
The airport is apparently one of the top attractions in the world to go and see, the Singapore airport. Yeah, it's incredible. Oh, wow. Yeah, you wouldn't think you were at the airport. I mean, there's a full-on like shopping mall. Yeah, it's got a waterfall, it's got cinema, like so much there.
Wow.
And the water, and I'm talking full-size epic waterfall. It's just incredible.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, amazing place. My favourite place was Vietnam. Loved that. Just,
nice.
Just crazy.
But
crazy,
you must have,
busy.
at least you've seen it, haven't you? You've seen those things.
Absolutely,
and, like you say,
and I would go back to all the places, so but we just wouldn't have such a busy holiday.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Dave Bradford, when I was at Hobby Maker last week, he was telling me that he's got our same itinerary, but he's going on a cruise to all those places.
Oh, really?
Which that might be a nice idea, because you get to rest then as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you'll get the balance right, haven't you? Because if it was that amazing but that tiring, it's like...
Yeah, I got back and wished that I had another holiday booked to lay on the beach.
Right, yeah. I don't like the lying on a beach. I've never been one for lying in the sun, you know.
Oh, I love it. Oh, all day. I could just spend all day by a pool, just dipping in and out, lay down in the sun. Love it.
Yeah, that's not... You know, when I lived in America, I lived in California. So obviously you got sun all the time. But I, like, never, like, was out in the sun. You know, we'd go to the beach. But I'm the shade person. I'm like we've got a little cockapoo, you know, Willow. If it's hot in the UK, I'm following the dog underneath the bed. I'm looking for cool, for some like respite from. I'm not like into that at all. Oh
no, I love the heat. Love it. I like the heat more. When we were saying this morning, you were saying that you like it as long as you're not out in the sun. Where I'm the opposite. I like the sun if I'm out in it.
Oh no, yeah, no, not so much. That's why I'm probably appealing interesting, though, isn't it? Really?
This is looking beautiful.
It's coming together, isn't it? It's one of those things. It's not. It's just. I've just been carrying on because I think it's something that it's nice to do in front of the telly, isn't it? The pens as well.
I'm liking the monochrome look.
The monochrome.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, just the purple looks good.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm picking out just the flowers at the minute, Debbie. Thinking, well, you know, if I. And what I'm doing here, I'm actually re-wetting that a little bit, just so that I can put a little bit of this darker mid-tone in it while it's still wet. And see how I'm just flicking with the pen. So I don't want to lose all of the highlight. I'm still wanting to keep some of the highlight there. And be quite, sparing, but it does still need that darker tone in places, just to emphasise the shape and to make it look like it's wrapped around a little bit. So then I'm going to go back and blend a little bit. So I'm going to go back with the light just to blend this little bit in here. And I've got my blender pen ready. I'm sure you've been shown about if it goes outside the line thing to help you out with a blender pen to push it back in if you do make a little mistake. So I have all of my little, things ready to help me out. I think I've got all of the buds there. I think there's one more there. I'm just looking, and then we'll get on to the green. And there's some gorgeous greens. It's really important when you get a colouring set. one of the things that, you know, for someone who draws and loves nature and colours nature, the challenge is always getting enough interesting greens. Because if you imagine like a lovely, you know, British, English, European countryside scene with all the trees and everything, it can look really boring with just one green. It'll just like everything just goes into one splodge of nothing much going on. Whereas when you've got all of the foliage, the different greens in the foliage, it actually, you can differentiate one area to the next. So I'm going to go back to my colour chart, and I love dull green. Isn't it not an exciting colour? When you think we call it, you know, like, oh, muted olive, or something, you know, dull green. Right, okay. Well,
they thought hard about that name,
Sheena. Dull green. We're going to use dull green. If I can find dull green, you know what? I can all the colours in front of me here, light green, dull green. There you go. So I'm going to use the same deal, the lightest colour on my leaves, and I'm going to do one leaf at a time again. The thing is with alcohol colouring, it's not the speediest process, but it's relaxing, it's enjoyable. So I hope you're okay with me just doing this, because I'm just having a lovely time here.
We love it. We love just watching you. I'll read a few comments out while you're colouring away. We've got Alana who's saying she ordered the Showstopper and the mystery bag. She's got her alcohol pens yesterday and used them to colour Sheena's Floral Butterfly. Was really happy with how it turned out. That's really good. Stephen is saying you're forgetting your you're forgetting your card, Sheena, under there. We've got
forget me
eagle
card.
eyes
Thank
out
you.
there.
I did.
Yeah, forgetting your card underneath.
Maria
Maria Cooper's in. Hello, Maria. She's saying hello, Sheena, Debbie, and everyone from a cloudy Evesham. It's a bit cloudy here as well. Maria's also saying, Sheena, so it might go against what you want to do. That Bali's on her bucket list.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the other place? Cuba or something. And it's all hot places, Debbie. I'm looking at the fjords, you know. I'm looking at like, oh, let's go on a winter holiday, somewhere cool. Yeah.
So Maria's also saying the only song I remember from South Pacific is the one that goes, I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair.
I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. Yeah.
Don't know the rest of the words.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I'll tell you one of the ones from that Maria's obviously forgotten, and I know she really likes. And Captain Sensible did the remake of it.
Oh,
happy talky,
happy talk.
Yeah,
talk about things you'd like to do.
And that was a little bit different. I did a little bit more of the film version there. I hope you
was that in
noticed
South Pacific, that song?
Yeah.
Oh.
The same lady that sang Bally High.
Oh.
Bally High.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it sounds like that. Yeah, beautiful, lovely. Yeah, just imagine that with notes.
Alicia saying, wowza, 20,000 steps is 10 miles. Is it really? We did do a lot of walking, 10,000 steps is 5 miles according to my Fitbit. I hit 22,222 miles in one day, and yes, your body will let you know. It certainly did.
Wow.
I actually lost 5 pounds.
You never do that on a holiday. What, with all the holiday food,
and I was like, who loses 5 pounds when they're on holiday? No. So I was quite pleased with that, but that's because we did do a lot of walking. And Jane is saying, is there a price on just the stamps? Yes, there is. Just head over to the website and you'll be able to find them. We're going to actually put it up for you. So, yes, so if you just want the stamps, absolutely. Jackie's saying she ordered the Showstopper this morning. And Colleen's saying, Sheena, I could watch you all day colouring. I learned so much from you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. You know what? And the thing is if you like, you know, if you're ordering just the stamps, you've got the pens, or you like to use a water-based medium, these stamps will look super cool with the water-based colouring in. Yeah, your aquas, your tri-blend aquas, you know, your inks, your water-reactive inks. You'll be able to do so much different techniques with that as well, which I'm sure will be, if there's, you know, if we, depending on how many are left, we'll maybe be able to bring you some of those techniques with them as well going forward. So you've got a different choice, you know, whatever your choice is.
So I just want to point something out here. The stamps that you're seeing on our screen here, don't buy them. don't buy them. They're £31.96. Close your ears, Sheena. I don't want you to see those.
Right, okay.
£31.96 or $39.80. Now, if you go for the Showstopper, you're only paying £34.96. What's the difference in that? About £3, I would say. Maybe a little bit less. £3, but you're actually getting a pack of rocker blocks, your cardstock, a £3 difference. So do not just go for the stamps, because if you go for the Showstopper, even if you've got all that stuff, you can use it. You're getting the rocker blocks, the Nina cardstock, and you're getting 2 packs of our tri-blend pens. So please don't go for just the stamps, because you're actually getting them free, and all you're doing is paying £3 for them. So you could put it that way. So you could say you're paying £3 for your 6 pens, your Nina cardstock, and your rocker blocks.
What? That just makes no sense, does it?
It makes no sense at all.
So even if you've got the pens,
we didn't do it.
You're going to use them up.
Yeah.
But then you can gift them.
Absolutely.
It's
yeah,
just,
what a gift.
Why would
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
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 So, yes, so I know someone was asking if you can buy them, but yes, Jane was asking. So Jane, go for the Showstopper, £3 more, and it gets you so much more for your money. It's why we do those Showstoppers. They're very good in the respect that you do get so much in them.
Wow, definitely. I've never experienced a kind of price deal like that for a brand new.
Well,
You know,
I think,
the kind of thing.
Well, dare I say it, Sheena? I think we've insulted you a little bit, giving your stamps away.
I know. Just don't remind me. I was getting over it there, Debbie, but now I'm bitter again.
At least you've got a thick skin, haven't you?
Yeah. I'll be talking to nobody in the break on the huffy table. Yeah. But I'm not bitter. But yeah, that is just such a good. So Debbie, would you remind me what's in that Showstopper? Because I still can't believe that.
I know.
It's the stamps.
So you're getting all 4 of your stamps.
Yeah.
You're getting 6 of our tri-blend brush pens.
6?
You're getting a pack of our Nina cardstock, our specific alcohol marker cardstock, and you're getting our pack of rocker blocks.
What?
I know. It's insane.
What?
And brand new stamps. These aren't stamps that we've had around a while. These are Sheena's brand new design stamps, which are absolutely beautiful, as you can see on the screen here. And you're getting these for nothing at all.
Yeah, absolutely, just brand spanking new. Now, I used that purple one, didn't I? I've just realised there's more green. Let's continue with the green, because I've got distracted, because I realised there was bits of purple. I've missed a little bud down here. And I just want to do that as well. But you can see how this is coming together, and it's just such a nice, relaxing thing to do, isn't it?
It certainly is. Jane's asking what flower that is. Is it a morning dawn, she said?
Oh, I had it. You know what? Right, so here's the thing, right? Maria's always taking photos of gorgeous flowers, either in our garden or in our dad's garden. Our dad was an amazing gardener. So the amount of reference and gorgeous pictures is unbelievable.
She loves lupins, I hear.
But lupins, don't even. Don't get me started with the lupin. Don't get me started on that one. So there's a story I'll tell you later about the lupin. So basically, yes, so there's lupins, but there's also, I just know them as Pretty Flower 1, Bonnie Flower 2.
Yes.
In fact, what we were talking about when we did the last show with Ben, I'm starting to look a bit clever now, because did you know you can look them up on your iPhone, Debbie?
Yep.
So when you take a picture of even a dog, a cat, a bird, anything like that, a plant, you swipe up on your iPhone or when you've done the picture and it tells you what it is. It looks it up, tells you. So that makes me look a bit better, just saying.
I know, the apps are brilliant. Do you know there's an app that you can take, so say you see a lampshade in a nice store that you like, you could take a picture of it and it will find you all relevant lampshades that look like that and the prices of them.
What?
It's very good. Yeah. I have to look on my phone to tell you what app it is, but it's very good.
There's apps for everything. I love it. There's apps for everything, aren't there?
I know, I couldn't believe it.
Have you done Soundhound before? That's a great app. Because that one, you can like literally, if you hear something on the radio, if you put that on, it listens and it tells you what it is. Or you can even hum it and it'll tell you what it is. I did that with an instrumental once and it knew what it was. I was quite impressed.
I think, because I've got so many apps, I think it's called Reverse image. Something like that, and you take a picture of it, because I see this lampshade, it was very expensive, and I went, well, take a picture in the app, and I went, what app? And he went, you take a picture in the app, and then and all these stores come out, and it gives you the same lamp in other places, and it was cheaper.
What?
Yeah, so it's so good. No, it was in a different store, so I didn't buy the lampshade I was in, but I am going to keep... I wanted to, because we're moving, so I didn't want to buy it till we moved anyway, just in case it doesn't go. I just thought it was really nice.
How cool.
I know, yeah. So, yeah, and I knew about the flower one. I think that's very cool, that you can take a picture and it'll tell you what it is. Oh, so now you look even more cleverer than what you are.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Take your phone away and I can't even talk anymore. That's me just rendered useless, isn't it?
Isn't technology amazing? Yeah.
Right, so I want to make this little bee. I'm going to use burnt orange for me bee. Burnt orange, that one there. So let's do a little bit. Thing is, with you want the bee with the bee. There's darker colours on there, but so the bit that's bright, I'm going to have really bright. I want it really, really obvious, so that the little guy just looks really. Like it pops. Oh, Jane's took her advice. She's gone for the showstopper, not just the stamps. Yeah. Well done, Jane. You'll be really happy with that, because that is amazing buy. Well, you know, you've got to get the bargain, the best bargain on the day, and that is absolutely the way to go, isn't it? Such a good deal. Julie's already gone for it as well. She said she's purchased it, and the showstopper and the mystery bag, but she'll have to catch up later for all the techniques. Fantastic. So what I'm doing here, Debbie, is with when I drew this little bee, I've already put lots of texture to suggest the dark bit on the bee. So you don't need to use black. I've used this, the ice grey blend, and I've gone over with the light first, and then I'm going over a little bit, just the darker one, quite sparingly. Because you still want to have a little bit of shade and tone in there. Don't just, the black splodge would just be too stark. So I've just popped that little bit there. And what we'll do is we'll use a very pale bluey colour. Let's use blue turquoise for its wings, just to give it a little, because we can use that, you know, some artistic license with that as well. I'm just going to use the very pale colour on there. Oh, that looks lovely. It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, it really pops. Just give it a little, I mean, why not? Just give it a little bit more colour, and because the little guy can. There you go. So that's the little bee done there. In fact, I want to colour in this little bit here with this yellowy colour, a bit orangey in there. Oh, wrong one. I picked up the wrong colour. That's the wrong colour. Pop a little bit in there. A little bit in there. And then I'm going to try and fix that purple that I just splodged over. So if you do that, hopefully you can go over and push it back again. And when that dries, I'll go over that again, and that should fix that bit there. So, and the other thing is, I'm wondering about using a really pale, that pale grey. I'm going to use this very pale ice grey blend just on the wings, just to give it a little bit of a duller kind of tone there. And then we've just got the swirl to think of what kind of swirl. Do we want like a, I think let's do this turquoisey colour blend. Let's do this. So I'm going to use this, the pale one first, on the swoosh, on the swirl. This is actually where the bullet nib would have been easier, wouldn't it? I should have gone to the bullet ones. Ah, yes. But with the light pressure, just so you can see, if you do just get the one type, and it's the brush ones, you just literally hardly, barely touch the card to colour it. Really, yeah, because it has got a really tiny nib at the top there, hasn't it? Yes, absolutely. So barely any pressure, and you'll get that finer detail working for you there. It's actually really nice to see you working with alcohol pens. I don't think I've seen it before. Have you not? No, I've always just watched you when you're watercolouring or doing your inky messes. Messy, yeah, absolutely. I did a few times on TV when I was here before, and I think I drew an eye on TV and coloured it, and that was quite good fun. I remember you doing your eyes. Remember the eye, yeah. Mm. Your eyes and your aurora borealis. That's right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're the two things that stick in my mind. When we were in Gothenburg, wasn't it? When we did that? Yeah, in Sweden. Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
That was so funny.
We had a really good time out there. That was amazing.
It was lovely, wasn't it? It was such a good laugh.
I don't think I've ever laughed so much again.
Yeah,
we laughed so
much
much that trip. We kept saying, and we were getting paid to come out to work.
I know, I was like, can't believe this. It's like, wow. Yeah, put us down for more of this, please.
I'm still friends with Cece on Facebook.
Are you? Yeah. That was so funny. And your pronunciation, of that name was,
It was very funny. I mean, I can't remember them,
it was
but...
something. But you called the poor woman leakhead or something, didn't you? And it was a whole room.
So I didn't just call a woman leakhead. They were doing so basically, me and Sheena went out to a big scrapbooking sort of exhibition. Sheena was demoing and I was helping out as well and doing sort of classes there. And they had like a big pop-up shop, and then it was a whole day thing, and they slept there, didn't they, and ate there, and they did this then evening where they played games, and we give prizes. So they asked me and Sheena if we would come in and give the prizes out, the awards at the end. But we had to pick a name out, and the name I picked out, I obviously didn't pronounce it, so it came out something leakhead.
It was brilliant. Everybody was, they found it extremely
Everyone
amusing.
thought it was funny. I'm not sure if the woman whose name was Leakhead, it wasn't Leakhead, it was a completely different name. But it was very funny, and we didn't stop laughing for hours after that.
The pronunciation was nothing like leakhead. I was no help to you because I just absolutely folded up, killing myself laughing, didn't I? I could not help you out at all. That was me gone completely.
Oh dear. Well, no one, and as you can imagine, nobody stood up because obviously that wasn't her name.
Yeah, really. Yeah, we had to go back and say, can you help us out, please, with this?
I mean, you know what I'm like with my words. I'm terrible. I'm getting lazy with my grammar the older I'm getting. It's terrible. But yeah, that wasn't very good for that poor lady. But at least she won a prize. And I did apologise to her afterwards for calling her leaky head.
Yeah. Excellent. So what I've done when I'm doing this, I've gone over the lines a little bit, but I'm not worried because the thing is it's a swirl, so you can make it as wide or as narrow as you want. So don't worry about if it goes a little bit, outside, because I'm using the brush markers because it is a very fine area there. I'm just embracing it. I'm just thinking, okay, in fact, you could do a little kind of a halo glow around it if you wanted to do that too. But you can see how we've got that little...
They would look nice as well if you had the glue pens and your gilding flakes,
oh,
wouldn't they,
absolutely.
on the swirls?
Bit of sparkle over the top, something like that as well. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I might do? I'm doing it.
Oh,
I'm going around the whole thing and I'm widening it with the paler blue, so it looks like it's got a kind of a glow around it.
Oh, yes.
So that's one way to, if that happens as well, make it look deliberate. So
that's
by
nice.
Doing that, I think I like that better. It
yeah, me
softens
too.
it.
It's beautiful.
And that's what, so this is the thing. Don't worry about, oh no, and give yourself a hard time. Sometimes those things lead to better things. And I think that looks really nice. I'm liking that more.
Yeah, that looks lovely.
Because it looks softer. And again, it's more of a kind of, a kind of a glowy kind of energy kind of thing going around the flower, which is what I wanted to kind of to represent, the spirit of the plant, which is quite nice, isn't it?
So lovely. I mean, this is just one of the 4 beautiful stamps that Sheena's brought to us. And just this one stamp in itself is incredible.
And it was so nice to colour in. So what we'll do is, when I finish this one, we'll have a little reset and we'll look for something we can do with another colouring in a different technique. But I do like that. I'm pleased I made that call to do that little halo around there, for sure.
That is so nice.
There you go.
Love that.
We'll cover that bit up there. That's perfect.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for that, Sheena. That is just one of those stamps. Now, please go for you can see up here the Power of Nature Showstopper. You're actually getting your stamps for free. All you're paying for is your card, your markers, which are your tri-brush pens that Sheena has been using. You're getting 6 of those pens. There's 2 packs of 3s, and you're getting your Nina cardstock, and you're getting your rocker blocks, all for that amazing platinum price of £27.98 or $40.70. That's a real showstopper. I'm not sure how long they'll be around for today. I mean, you can go for the stamps, but you're only paying £3 more to go for the showstopper today. So make sure you pop that in your basket. That's incredible. We'll be looking at these more in detail as we go through the day as well. We've still got another hour to go to see what Sheena has got in store for us next. For at the moment, we're just going to take a little short break. Have a look at this little short video about our new Gemini 2.
The Gemini 2 is a fantastic upgrade on our original Gemini machine. There are features and benefits that we've included in here which really do level it up in terms of its game, and we can talk about those. The first thing is, of course, for me, these glide feet. How easy and effortless it is to move your machine around your desktop and be able to craft with it or push it away and craft in front of yourself and then bring it back. So wherever you want to put it on your desk, simple and easy for you to do that. That is done by the 4 glide feet that we've included on the bottom of the machine for you. Those glide feet make it easy and effortless for you to push it around your desktop. And just while I'm here, these 4 screw holes are where you will put the turntable when we have it for sale, which will be in a week or so. It won't be very long at all. You'll be able to get that if you want to. Now, the other features and benefits that we've included, we've upgraded the shape. We've put in 2 fold-down platforms for you. Those 2 fold-down platforms both have incorporated storage. You can use that for your dies, your tools, your card, whatever it is you want. They fold up and down as you need them and provide the perfect support for your plates going in the machine and coming out of the machine. So you no longer need to support them as they go in or catch them as they're coming out. We've included for you on the top of the machine confident click buttons, and that is so you know when you click it that it has been clicked, so they give you confidence that you've selected the right button, and they match in beautifully with the top of the machine. There is the media stand, which has been incorporated in the top for you. So many of us using media for our content, and that's for our education, for our tutorials, for watching craft TV, for watching the latest box set when we're streaming, for keeping in touch with our family and our loved ones, be they close by or far away. So many of us use now in our daily life a tablet or a mobile device several times during the day. I mean, mine's rarely out of my hand, to be fair. So I use it a lot for all of my content, as well as my shopping and everything else. So we wanted to allow you to be able to use your media by giving you this stand so that you can watch tutorials, you can watch the TV, you can do your shopping while you're crafting, you can be talking to your friends and family. The best thing, I think, is a virtual craft group. 10 of your crafty friends, all in a group, on video. Do use Zoom or use Google Meet, and then everybody gets crafting while they're watching each other on the media stand. They're in the corner of the room, you're laughing, you're chatting, you're having a cup of tea or a gin and tonic, whatever it is, and it's there on top of your Gemini for you. So you've got the media stand. Underneath the media stand, we've included some extra pieces of storage for you. We've got this little recess, which is for all of your small dies that you use on a regular basis and you want quick and easy access to. Underneath there, you've got your tools. You can see there your bone folder, and I've also got my pokey tool in there as well. So any of the tools that you want a quick and easy access to can also be stored in there. And of course, when you're not using the media stand, it can be closed away, and it's got a beautiful, smooth, sleek finish. Now, because you've got your media stand, if you're an all-day crafter or an all-day chatter like me, and you're going to be crafting marathon or chatting marathon with your media when it's on your Gemini, you're going to need to charge it. So we have included on the back of the machine 3 USB slots so that you can also charge as you're watching. And that can be the piece of media that you've got on top of your machine. It could be on your phone at the side, your Kindle maybe, anything else that needs a USB slot. A lovely lady messaged in Wake Up Call this morning and said she uses hers for her magnifying light. She plugs the USB in there and uses a magnifying light at the same time, which I think is phenomenal. So anything that needs a USB can be used in there and it will charge based off the power, the main power that is being fed into your machine through the power slot. You've got your on-off rocker switch there as before as well. So that's your new profile, and they're the aesthetic changes, upgrades, features and benefits that we've added to the machine. The functional features and benefits start with the 9-inch optical sensor that we've included. The 9-inch optical sensor is a light beam that shines right across the opening here and means that if you are going to be using your smaller plates now, you no longer need to offer them in the horizontal fashion to activate both of the manual sensors. You can offer them in the portrait fashion anywhere. And if you're using your 3x6 plates from your Go, you can also use those and pop them anywhere in the mouth, and the optical sensor will pick them up for you. So you've got your optical sensor. Inside the machine, the bit you can't see, we have upgraded the motor. The upgrade on the motor makes this faster for you. It's 21% faster than our previous Gemini machine. And then we've also upgraded that motor and changed some of the acoustics inside so that this machine is significantly quieter than the previous Gemini machine. And when I cut and use it, you'll absolutely see and, well, you will hear that that's the case. So faster and quieter, 9-inch optical sensor in there, and then all of those other aesthetics, that's the machine. The final upgrades that we've made for you are to the plates. The plates that come in the box are everything you need. You need no additions to make this work for you for all of your regular die cutting, embossing and mixed media needs. You get 2 cutting plates, your metal shim for very detailed or fabric. You get your frosted thin metal die shim, your magnetic positioning plate and your rubber embossing mat, all included. The metal, the magnetic and the rubber have not changed. But the 2 cutting plates and the thin metal die shim, we have improved the material, changed the material to give you extra longevity in your use. So you will get, with regular conscientious flipping and rotating, as we advise, you will get 3 times as long with your cutting plates and 10 times as long with your shim before you need to replace them again. That's everything that we've done for you in terms of the improvements, the extra features and benefits of the machine. And I think you'll agree, it's quite a flippin' bit, Debbie.
There you go, the new Gemini 2. How absolutely amazing is that machine? I know lots of you have already got them, so you might have ordered them from QVC or HSN, and I know you're absolutely loving them. And a lot of you ordered them from us yesterday. It was our official launch on Crafters TV. The Gemini 2 is live on the website, so go over and grab that. Have we still got 1,000 points on it at all? Oh, we have, still on there. So if you order your Gemini 2 today, you can get an additional 1,000 points added to your account. I know a lot of people were saying they were going up to platinum by having that yesterday, which is quite incredible. Now, another incredible thing, apart from having a showstopper, which we'll go through in a minute, we've also got Sheena's mystery bag. It's not so much a mystery because I am showing you bits and pieces throughout the day on this bag, but what I can tell you is you are saving an enormous amount. You can see there £114 worth in this bag that you're getting for £30. Platinum price £24 or $32. We've got, I'm going to show you this one straight away because this is a brand new stamp. I don't know how Sheena's got away with picking this one to go in the bag, but she did because they absolutely love this. It only launched with their Duet ink pads, I believe last week or the week before, so not long ago. It's an absolutely beautiful one. In fact, when I picked it out this morning, I was like, I've not even seen these. I think because I've been away for such a while, I've not seen some of the new stuff that's been out. But the Fairy Glade is one of the stamps that you're getting in this set. We're also getting a stamp platform in there, which I love. So for all your mini sort of stamps, that's a fabulous one. I know Sheena loves her word stamps, so some of those have been included. Let me try and find one in there. There we go. Let's have this. This one is definitely for me. So this one is your giggle more and worry less, which is absolutely what everyone should be doing. And we all know that Sheena loves her outside, outdoors, that fresh air. this stamp and die set is absolutely incredible. I believe this was about £19.99 when it came out, stamp and die set, and you're getting so much more in there. I'm sure £17.99, I knew it was around that sort of price, so that in itself £17.99. So you can imagine what you've got worth in here, having all these stamp sets. And honestly, there is, I'm not going to show you more, but I'm going to bring out, look at all this. Look at all these. All of this in this bag. £30 or $40? Yes, please. That's an amazing price. So grab your mystery bag, because I can assure you, you will not be disappointed with what's inside there. Right, going back to the Showstopper. It is incredible. It's incredibly busy, and I'm not surprised. Now, what I would say to you, do not just go for the stamps on their own. You can get them on the website, but there's only a £3 difference between the stamps and the Showstopper. Now, the Showstopper, you're actually getting your 2 sets of pens in there. These are your tri-blend brush pens. There's 3 pens in each, but 18 colours in total. So you've got 6 pens in those. You're getting your pack of 5, I believe, rocker blocks, and you're also getting your pack of Nina cardstock and the 4 stamps, which are brand new today. It works out that you're not paying for your stamps. You're only paying for your pens, your card, and your rocker blocks. So that is an insane Showstopper today, and we're selling lots of them. So please be quick if you want to go for those. Right, we've got literally 55 minutes left of the show, so let's head back over to Sheena and see what else she's got in store with these amazing stamps.
Well, I thought that we would have a go. It's not going to look carbon copy, because this is Debbie's created this card that I'm going to show you. So even
Not me.
if I'd made it, was that sorry?
Not me.
Not that Debbie, yeah. Deborah Durand. Yeah, it wasn't that Debbie. Although, yeah. My head of my design.
I wish.
Debbie Durand.
Debbie Durand.
I like to call her Deborah Durand when she's doing Margot Ledbetter.
I'm a Deborah.
Deborah, were you?
Yes,
Yeah, Deborah.
I am, yes.
I like it, Deborah. And it's stunning. So even if this was a card I'd created and I tried to do it again, it wouldn't look exactly the same, because every time you colour something, every time you stamp, every time you do it, it's going to look a little bit different. So it's going to be a style of that card. Okay, that's what we're going to bring to you here. So to start off, can you see it was what Debbie, not Deborah. I'll have to define that. So it's Deborah Durand and it's Debbie. Right, so was saying that she couldn't see any line, any stamp there. So Deborah, as you all thought, I'll call you Bruce, okay?
No, you've always been Bruce, wasn't you?
I Bruce,
wasn't
yeah.
that? Do you remember that shit? Sorry, butting in.
Yeah.
So quite a few years ago, we went to a trade show, and Sarah, in her wisdom, decided to do this big stand, and it had all the people at the time. So I think there was you, Fiona,
There was Leanne, Fiona, you,
Debbie Shaw.
Sarah.
Was Debbie Shaw on there? I want to say maybe she wasn't on that
yes,
one.
I think she was.
Was it Bruce you called yourself?
Well, Brian. They had everybody was so glamorous. They had long, blonde, curly hair. Everybody looked like, all the blonde bombshells. Sarah, Debbie, Leah, and then on the end, Brian.
And Sheena did look like a man. It wasn't the most glamorous of pictures of you, no.
It was not.
No.
It was not. But hey, what can I say?
Oh, it was Brian. I thought you were Bruce, but you called yourself Brian.
So anyway, as Bruce was saying, this is what we're going to do. So we need to start with a really pale ink. And I found, right, just through using, I went to like the water reactive inks as a pale stamping ink line, but I found that the opaque watercolour is paler than the water reactive. So the same colour, the corresponding colour, when you stamp with them, you seem to get a paler line, which is fabulous. So I'm using Sandstorm here, and I am inking this up. And it's what I'm looking, here's the problem, right? This is what Debbie, I don't know which one Debbie's used, Deborah, because if you're stamping the flower, a warmer tone, very pale ink colour would look good. But then she's got a blue swirl in there, which in that case, a cooler tone would look better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've tried to go neutral, I've gone in the middle and gone beige. Right, so kind of beigey colour. So hopefully this will stamp enough of the detail for me to then follow. And if it doesn't, I can always stamp over again because it's repositioned. Perfect. That's perfect. So it's, you can even see that quite clearly on screen, can't you? So, which is a bonus, because then it would just be me talking to myself for note. If you couldn't see it on screen, always a plus. So we'll pop that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and look. So if you're using, here's the thing. If you're seeing cards like this and you think, right, I've got my Showstopper, I'm good to go, and then, uh-oh, what did she do on the show? Join Sheena's Inkettes, join the group, because that's where all these cards will be there for you to look at after the show forever.
Yep.
That's where they are.
And it's called Sheena's Inkettes, and it's on Facebook.
On Facebook, yeah. And that's where, so if you say, Debbie, what did you do? How did you do that? What ink did you use? She'll tell you. And that's what's easier, right straight from the horse's mouth. They'll be able to tell you the tea.
Yeah.
So do that. So, but what I've done is I've looked at it, but this is what sometimes you'll have to do, is be a bit of a detective. DCI Vera Stanhope Pet. Yeah. I've got me dodgy hat and me big coat on in my head. So I'm looking at my colour chart and I'm going, right, if there were the brush nib, definitely I think the way to go is gold yellow. I think we'll go gold yellow, but it's got kind of a greeny tone in that as well. But so we'll go for that. We'll go for the gold gold yellow, and I think I definitely want to go for a bit of gold brown. Can you see in the middle here? It's a bit darker. But I think she might have gone over with a bit of citrus, that tricksy Deborah Durant, because you can do that.
Deborah Durant, I love that.
Exactly. I tell you what, my team, you know, when things come, I go, oh, how am I going to emulate them? What have they done? What's this? What? Yeah,
you are very good though, Sheena, because I love that you use their inspiration, because they think what's in your head as well, don't
exactly, because that's how I test out anything before you guys get it, because they get it with no heads up from me. There's no like, this is what I'm thinking, this is my vision, this is what we're thinking. I just basically send them the stuff and it comes back. If it comes back looking amazing like it always does, then I know I'm on to a winner for you guys, because I can go, yay, look at what they've done without any prompt or help from me whatsoever. I'm more of a hindrance than a help, to be honest anyway, bless them. They just, they keep me right. They're more, you know, they look after me, my team. They're amazing. So I'm just going over with this lighter gold colour. This is the gold yellow. The clues are there. And with yellow, always tricky with a yellow flower, because you want shading in it, but sometimes the shading can make it look dirty, so you've got to be really, really careful. So just be aware of that. So look at where we're going to lose a bit of the image as we colour it over. So look at the stamp if you lose it, and just say where there's some little like darker bits and ripples, because it'll look pretty boring without those little darker shaded bits. But I do want to soften them quite a lot with the light again, because we need it to be really, really gentle, soft blend. Yellow, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I've picked a good one here to do, because yellow is notoriously tricky to colour. Let me know if you've had any thoughts of that, you guys at home, colouring yellow. But you can just see how we've got that so that it looks blended and it's got some contouring to it, yeah, and that's exactly what we want. We can go back later and add a little bit different colour and a little bit overlay on that. And I'm wondering if she's used a little bit of a warmer burnt orange. You know, I'm going to burnt orange. Look at me.
Well, Debbie's on.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she is.
She's probably looking, going,
Debbie, you're a bit late, but if you do know your colours you use, let us know. But she has said she used pumice water reactive to stamp with.
Oh, which one? Pumice, did you?
Pumice, yeah.
Oh, well, let's start again then. Let's bin this one. Start again. No.
But actually, what you've shown is it works with any light colour like that. It does,
absolutely. That's the thing. And what I'm doing, even though with your tri-blends, as we used in the previous image, we use just the one pen, and that's what they're designed to do. One pen gives you a great blend. You're going to work with, if you're an absolute beginner, one pen, you're good to go. But if you want to mix them as well, so I've brought in some of this burnt orange in the lighter colour, and it's warmed it up quite a bit. You can do that, so don't think you can't. So let's do another petal like that, and then we'll just work on it. So I'm using the lightest colour here from the gold yellow, and just carrying on like this.
I love this technique. I'm going to definitely try this out. I hadn't even really thought about just using that lighter colour ink
It's nice, isn't it? Because it
Really
doesn't look
nice.
like there's any line there at all.
No.
It gives it a really painterly kind of look, doesn't it? It looks very, very arty. So I'm using that mid-tone there just to look. If you look carefully, it's difficult for you guys to see, but I can just see where in the petals I've given it a little bit of shading and a little bit of ruffles and contouring going on. So we'll pop them in, and then I'm going to soften that line again. I haven't even used the darkest tone on this petal yet. I can go back and sort that later. I've literally just used the two because I don't want it to look too overpowering.
Yeah.
I want it to look really pale and quite delicate. So just you know, build it up slowly. That's the thing. You can take your time. I love that about these. A very mindful way of colouring, I think. It's a very relaxing process, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks amazing.
So I'm going in with this orangey colour again. Oh, you know what? I used the mid one there. I think I used the light one the last time. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's all fine. It's all good. And I'm blending it with the lightest tone of the gold again because I want to just take that down a little bit and just blend it in. So it's just softening it. It's lightening it because what alcohol pens do, the lighter colour will, it won't sit on top of it. It'll actually lighten the colour that's already on there. But that's okay because I wanted it paler. So you've got such a subtle, soft blend going on. Yeah?
Love it.
So what I'm going to do, should we continue with that, Debbie?
Oh, yes, please.
Right, so we'll...
It's nice to see it come together.
yeah, it's pretty, isn't it?
Sherry is saying, Sheena, you're amazing, in big capital letters. Is there anything you can't make fabulous? I get you are the queen of colour and messy crafting for a good reason.
Oh, bless her. Cheers, Sherry.
That's so nice.
Sherry called in the last show with Ben, Debbie, when you were on holiday.
Oh, okay.
And she was talking about garden visitors and, you know, people in your garden. And at the time, she had a bear in her garden. A bear.
A bear?
A bear, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
She lives in Oregon, and yeah, and it sounds gorgeous. It sounds absolutely lovely. Which is on the west coast, northwest coast, isn't it, Sherry? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, she had a bear in the garden. How cool is that?
That's so cool. Well, it's a bit
It was
scary,
like, how do
but
you shoo
cool.
a bear from your garden? It was like, very carefully. You don't get someone else to shoo the bear from your garden. Oh, that was, yeah, you missed a corker there. You know, well, I said, it's been a while. Bearing in mind, Debbie, I launched Gemini 1, G1, right, the G1, at the trade show many, many years ago. I was there with Leanne and Sarah, and I was literally putting all kinds through the machine to test it out. Yeah, we can put this in it, we'll try that, we'll do that, yeah. All the sandwiches. I put a sandwich in with a folder and got me sandwich, me thing wrong.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a Gemini do this before. In fact, nobody's seen a Gemini do this before. It was quite a violent response.
Violent
It literally
response.
flew across the studio.
Oh my goodness, what, the whole Gemini?
Yeah, I've never actually seen it do that before. Yeah. It was like, it was just disgusted at how stupid I was trying to be with it. It was like, what, you having a laugh? Sort yourself out, Douglas. What?
Well, Debbie's back. She's saying that she used, so you're not far off, she used a citrus blend, a light yellow and a gold yellow.
Ah, so I was right with citrus blend, light yellow and gold yellow. So I got the gold yellow, light
good
yellow,
guesses.
light yellow, yeah, I can't see. Ah, you know what she's done? The tricky little thing. Light yellow's in the bullet point.
Oh.
That's it. So you've got some different colours in each set as well, which is good. So, but it's okay. We can stick with the same one, and we can you know, continue with that. It's looking quite pretty. So what I'm doing, I'm going over. I'm using the same formula with each petal. So my formula at the minute is the lightest of the gold yellow over the whole petal. Do the whole thing with that because I want it to be light predominantly, not dark predominantly. And you can always, you know, darken it a little bit as you go, as you need to. Then I'm going in with the mid-tone of that gold yellow around where there'll be some shadows, like that petal is actually overlapping that petal.
Yeah.
And if I look closely at the stamp, you'll be able to see there's little veins and ripple suggestions in the petal itself. So that's where I'm going over with the mid-tone. I'm going back over with the light again, just to soften all those things, because that's how we're going to get a really almost airbrushed look, isn't it? It's that seamless, soft as anything blend. And then I'm going with that, the orange, and I'm using the mid orange to add that little pop of extra colour. And even though it wasn't the same combination, I was nearly there with Debbie's, it doesn't matter as long as it looks nice at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all that matters. So don't look at whatever you've done and think, well, I got it wrong. It's not the same as that. Forget the other thing. Forget that. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
And just move on. All right, okay? Yeah, nothing to say.
You
Move
do
on.
you.
Sorry?
You do you.
Exactly, exactly. I've just realised I got totally carried away and I've used the, you see what that one I've done there? Oh, I used the mid instead of the light on that petal, so I'm going to have to work at trying to lighten that now. Lost me concentration then, but that's okay. We'll come back, we can fix it. What we'll probably do is we'll probably end up darkening all the others as well. And can you see how automatically I'm just turning the thing around as well?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to, you know, make things difficult for yourself, just move the thing you're colouring around, and it makes it much easier, because it's easier to move your hand when you anchor it in a certain direction. So when you're doing this and you're pulling out these movement, this kind of like little swishy kind of veins in the petals, it's easier if you anchor your hand and just have to do it one way, you know, than having to do contortions to get your hand around to do it that way. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And just continuing like this. Is it relaxing watching people colour?
Oh, I love it. I could just do it all day. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I never usually on the receiving end, Debbie.
I mean, you talk really well while you're colouring. You're probably very good at that. I don't think none of us are very good at that. We normally switch off a little bit when we're colouring.
Because it's so relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah, Sarah always says she goes into a Sarah coma, a colouring coma.
Who does?
Sarah.
Does she?
It's the only time she's quiet.
Bless her. It is. I think it's because for me, when I'm using water-based products and techniques, it's such a push, push, push on the next and something else. And I was just saying, it feels like it's, you know, I'm taking my time with this. And normally on a TV show, you never get this privilege, do you, to just do it in real time and take your time. So it was like, are you sure this is okay? This is not too slow? And you guys were saying, absolutely not. Because it's nice to see it in that kind of real time. So what I'm doing now, I'm going back and I'm looking at my petals and I'm thinking, can I just emphasize a little bit more on some of the darker areas? Are there places that I can be a bit more daring with and bring out a little bit of detail? And that's the beauty of these. You can do that. You can build it up, and if you want to blend it in with the lightest colour again. If it's the mid-tone, just blend those borders. But if you want to use it as detail, which I'm going to do, can you see what I did with those top bits there? I'm going to go back and do some of that to make the petals look more kind of like fluted and got shading in them and things. So this is a much more orange version of what Debbie's done, but it's a different version, and that's fine. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to go the base of these petals, I'm going to do little stipply bits, and I'm going to bring in this darker colour, and I'm going to make that underneath there as well, where it's darker. Wherever you've got one petal going over the other, use the darker one just to make it look like it's in shadow.
That looks so good.
It's really just a nice thing to do. So by doing it, the formula, and just going around and doing what I've done to start with, see how that's going for you, and if that's working, go right, Then step back, look at it and go, right, what can I do? Do I need to do anything else? Do I want to? I didn't have to. It looked really nice as it was. But I thought if you want to add a little bit more drama and impact, then you can do what I'm doing now. And what you're doing is kind of like turning up the contrast. You know, so you either got to increase the contrast, there's two things. You're either going to lighten or darken, or both. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're just darkening just a little bit. So can you see how that one's just a little bit darker back there? And you can still do that a little bit more. Just emphasise that a little bit more if you want. And I definitely want in between these to be a bit darker there too. Any questions anybody's got about the pens or anything, Debbie? Are we good? Or?
No, we're all good. Sheena, you are getting back into the colouring mode. Thank you. He's from Terry. Yeah, no, I think they're all quiet because they're watching you. Tracy's saying that her crafty club arrived yesterday with the aqua tricolour pens. She loved the pens so much that she's going to order the Showstopper and the aqua tricolour pens. Yeah, the aqua pens are amazing, the tricolour ones.
Yeah, it's a great concept. It's such a good concept, especially if you're new to colouring. And, you know, because when you do it, you kind of just say, well, you pick this one and that one's a warm colour, so that one goes to the warm colour. And you go, whoa, hang on there, Douglas, hang on. You don't realise that that's just not a natural thing that everybody necessarily does and knows about. So it's great to have it so that if you just use this pen, it's going to work for you great.
Yeah, they are amazing.
Swapping and mixing and matching with anything else.
Susan Lamb has asked what size the stamps are.
They're A6. All of the stamps are on an
A6.
A6. Yes, it's this A6 format. So you can see they virtually take up the whole size of the actual.
Nice size,
image.
nice big size.
Yeah, they're a really nice, useful size. It's good because you can put them at this good price point, but because I still get as much as I can into that size for you, you get value for money with the size of the images. So you're not stuck with, you know, like what I call confetti size stamps, images, the big images, but we've kept the price down because it's an A6 size format that they're on. Right, I'm not going to do too much more with this now, but you can see how you can just keep blending it and building it up, and that's how you get the really nice, you know, soft transitions. And we probably will go back over and bring up some of that detail. So the centre, we've got to decide what we're going to do in the centre. And I might make it a little bit more greeny in the centre. So I might use this pale green on the citrus green blend. I'm going to use a bit of that around here, around there. And this little thing in the middle here that goes kind of like that, little bobbly bit. So yeah, let's just do the whole base, that green, and then take it from there. I want to simplify it, make it easy for myself, all right? So there's no point in making it more tricky than it needs to be. So we'll put that there, but then I am going to go over with this yellowy colour as well from the gold, just to warm it up a little bit. I don't want it green, I just want a little bit of a different tone in that. So by going over that, that's blended that in a little bit as well. So what I need to do is I'm going to contour this bit in the middle, and I'm probably going to stick with this the same goldy predominant, the gold colour that I've used on the flower. So I'm going to pop that there, and then there's a little bit just at the top like this. And that will form like a little kind of circular bit in the centre of the flower, which I can, when it dries, the alcohol, it's still wet at the minute, so it'll be better when that dries to get a bit more of the definition back. But can you see how I've kind of made that look 3D there?
That's amazing.
And then we can start just dotting, and when this is still a bit wet, this will actually, it's quite nice because it gives it more of a diffused look. It'll blend kind of into the wet alcohol that you've got on there.
Yeah. Oh, it's really coming together beautifully.
Thank you. It's just so nice to do. So we'll use a bit of this darker green for these little dots here. And what you can do is go over it, get your white gel pen into the mix. So what we've done is we've got contrast going on, but it's all quite dark at the minute. It's darker. We could add some highlights to emphasize that texture. But what we'll do with that is when it's done, we'll use a little gel pen to do that. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we'll darken that bit there. So very light pressure here, and that's giving that contour again at the center. And then we'll add a little bit of a goldy dot there, and then possibly, I think we'll just maybe leave it at that for the minute, and then let me look for my white gel pen, and we'll add a little bit of highlight to that and see what it looks like. How about that?
I think what I love about that, Sheena, is seeing it come together like that. It makes it achievable for everybody. You can achieve that at home, and don't be afraid to go back over something. Set it to the side, let it dry, go back to it if you don't like it. There's so much that you can do with alcohol pens. They are quite a good substance to colour with. You've just got to have that confidence to allow yourself to use them. So they are quite amazing. Jane is saying totally mesmerising, Sheena. Caroline's also asking, or Carolyn, sorry, is asking if you could do some birds. She said she's got an old one of your stamps, a Christmas robin, and she absolutely loves it. So she's hoping for some bird stamps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, speaking of that, you should have seen our garden yesterday. Oh, it was like Hitchcock's The Birds. It was like that. Seriously, I put the blinds up in the living room and the whole garden was covered with birds. And I forgot to tell Maria about this because it was like we've really excited. Bless her, she was all over the moon because we've been trying always to feed the birds. Tuppence a bag. I just had to say that from Mary Poppins. Just it's in the head. So anyway, and so we finally got there. They've got these like cakes, these like suet cakes that obviously love it, right? Because they're literally was like whoa. And there were just everywhere. But then I went in the car at lunchtime and I was listening, and there was Jeremy Vine was on, and you know they do the talk show thing. Yeah. And guess what people were talking about?
Birds.
Birds ruining the houses.
Ruining.
Yes. Right. Somebody was terrorised by a crow. There was a crow wouldn't leave her car alone. And so this poor woman, and they thought it was because it was shiny. So she's thinking of, she tried putting a cover on it, and the crow got underneath, and it was like hammer effect, like hammerite. Our car's now hammerite. It's like pebble, you know, like stippled. The crow pecking a car. And another one, a bird picked up all the wood around his window frame. So I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to tell Maria that, but now I've just realised it's out there. She's probably listening. Because now she'll be like,
she's out in the garden taking those suet balls and throwing them away now.
I thought when I get home tonight, there'll be like a 6-foot scarecrow in the middle of the garden.
I love birds, and I love having a bird table. In fact, the house that we're buying, there's a bird table in the garden. And I did say to Al, we need to get rid of that if we're moving here, if they're going to leave it. And he was like, no, I love it. But that's my thing, is birds ruin things. That's the trouble. You get them all in your garden, and it's just, it's nice to watch, but actually, do you want them all around your house?
Well, if you listen to this thing, I was like, oh, I was like, no, I never thought of that. I didn't actually think of it. But yeah, it was everywhere, Debbie. It was like, whoa. It was like the film, The Birds. So what I'm doing here is, if you've lost a little bit of the highlight, we're going to be a little bit more mixed media. We're going to be at the Colour Me Happy. We're going to be using a bit of pencils and pens and different surfaces that we're going to be working on. So I was going to keep this quite simple, but it was nice just to show you, if you've lost a bit of definition from one petal to the next, get your pen out. And with this brush pen, it's really good because, can you see how I'm softening it?
Well, I've never seen someone smudge it like that before. That's so cool.
It's just too boop in your face. Doesn't go boop, but in my head it does. And so by just doing that little kind of blot it before, because once it dries, it does dry, but it's just taking away a little bit of that intensity of the colour. And but it's just highlighting that. And if you didn't like it, you can go over it again. But you see how much light and dark we've got into that colour in there. And so just take your time, build it up. Should we do a little bit more on that? Keep going?
Yes, absolutely.
How much time have we got on the show? Yeah, we'll do a bit more. Let me know about 10 minutes before the end, because we'll do the background as well.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So, right, well, we shall carry on then, because I'm really, I am enjoying doing this. So we've got little we'll do these as little flower buds here. So I'm using the same thing. I'm using the light colour on these three here, on these little, 4 petals. And then I'm going to go and use the medium again. So, you know, this is where the little bullet ones are really good, aren't they, Debbie? Because you've got the little, if you're a little bit having trouble kind of controlling the pen, the larger brush pen.
Absolutely.
You've got that little bit more kind of get into the detail with the other ones. But we've got started with a darker and a lighter kind of, a mid and a light blend there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the darker in here and just in between these petals, just to give it a bit of definition. Can you see how I've just made that a little bit from one to the other?
Yeah, it looks
just
amazing.
so you can see it a little bit. And then I'll go back with the mid, blend that in a little bit there. So don't be scared to keep going back and just picking, and it's much easier because you're not looking for pens, they're already in your hand. That's what I find is the easiest thing, just hold them in your hand and then they're ready to go again, aren't they? They're so much more user-friendly, the tri-blends, so much more than regular pens. I think they're just it's just revolutionised my pen colouring, it has.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just shows you, because for me, these sort of techniques were what you would do with watercolours.
Ah, that's right, exactly. It's the same kind of like thing. So once you're good, and this is the good thing as well. So if you're starting with the, with alcohol pens, because it's a kind of like a, seems less intimidating than a water-based product material and things. It's kind of follows the same principles. Once you can do one, you can do them all. If you just apply that and, keep going, really.
Yeah.
So we've got that one there. I'm going to go with the darker again. Just this little base here, just pull that up a little bit there, and then, so there's a very small area to define here. It's really, really quite tight getting this definition around these little flowers, but I think we can do it. We'll just be really careful with that and go back in and put the detail in either with the bullet ones or with this when it's drier, because when it's still wet, the alcohol's wet, everything's blending nicely one into the other, which is what we want. But if we need to give it a bit more definition, we'll let that dry a little bit, then go back and do that.
Yeah, it's really looking beautiful. Lots of bird talk.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Adriana is saying, we painted the ceiling in the front porch a light blue colour so the birds think that it's sky and they don't nest in the porch. She's saying that they've hung a wreath on the front door and it's worked. No more bird poop on the porch entrance.
Oh, that was the other thing. Oh, good grief. Yesterday, after they moved on, the flock, it was like the sky turned dark and it went. But you should have seen the state of the place after they left.
Oh, no. Was there lots of bird poop?
I definitely know, Marie, I'll be having second thoughts on be careful what you wish for now.
Rosalind's saying that she has turkey vultures. They are the size of a small child.
No.
They can be intimidating and they've been known to go after small dogs.
What?
Oh, Maria's hearing you. She's saying the birds are back today. Yikes, the noise is incredible.
It was honestly, you should have heard them, and they were all kicking off. They were all like, what? It was like, it's steady now, back off, nothing to say. I was like feeling I had to intervene to supervise because they started beating each other up.
Sherry's got wild turkeys. She says they go for the truck bumpers because it's reflective. She said, and that gets very loud.
Wow. It's fab, isn't it? When you think of what we're used to in the garden and things in the UK, I remember when I lived in California, you'd get the first time, but absolutely was horrified. I hadn't seen a full-size dragonfly before. Oh, yeah. Man, they are like bigger than the birds that were coming. So you'd get a dragonfly, which would be me running and screaming, just have to say. And then you'd get a hummingbird, which was actually smaller than the dragonfly.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah, they're tiny, aren't they?
Yeah,
when we went to
beautiful.
Bali, they had huge dragonflies.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not kidding. I mean, they're pretty. Looked at pictures, they're nice on a stamp, but like when they're doing that fluttery, I mean, they sound like, whoa. They're like a helicopter coming in, don't they? It's not right.
Janine's saying, I love watching this, Sheena. The colouring is brilliant, thank you. And Melanie's saying, I love watching Sheena colour.
Oh, thank you.
It is very relaxing.
Oh, that's good. Thanks for that then. Because, it's kind of like you lose track of time. No, I'll be honest, normally when I'm doing a water-based product, I'm a bit more aware of time and like thinking we'll move on with that, move on with this. Because this is alcohol colouring and I'm just enjoying myself and relaxing, I'm thinking, God, have I gone on too long? Is what are we still, you know, are we still in the same day here? Because I'm just enjoying myself so much just doing it. So I'm getting close to getting all this yellowy colour done there. I'm going to do these ones as little green bits there. Put them there. So any questions, just shout up. And you want, you know, you got any bird problems?
Absolutely, yes. If you want to ask Sheena a question, she's your bird girl. If you want to ask anything birds related.
Yeah. So shall I tell you about the lupin?
Oh
right?
yes, tell us about the lupin.
So the lupin. Talk about going out with an impulse shopper. So weekend, right? So Maria's mum bought her a couple of lupin plants for her birthday, and Maria's a really good gardener. Me, not so much, because that's like, if anything crawls, I'm running screaming, as we said. No. So she's a really good gardener, and her dad was a fabulous gardener. So she said, and we were talking about lupins before, you know, we lost him, bless him. So she bought Maria these two gorgeous lupin plants, and when Maria's mum was in the hospital recently, the neighbour said, oh, Maria, you better they were at her mum's house because we were there staying, looking after the cat. You better be careful because there's going to be a frost. You better bring them in. So Maria went, oh, I'll put them in my dad's greenhouse, which she did. Like, you know, good girl, put the lupins in the greenhouse, except she then forgot that they were there. So the lupins weren't looking as healthy when they come out, like a week later, with no water or anything whatsoever. They were like dehydrated husks of a lupin. So we said, right, at first she was like, oh, my mum's going to be really upset, I feel awful. I need to go and replace the lupin. And at first she was like, we'll just get a lupin that looks like the lupin one, you know, lupin one. It's like, you know, when the kids lose a goldfish and you get goldfish too and hope they don't notice. So we went. The only thing is, right, the lupins that they now had progressed quite a bit at the garden centre. They were like 10 times the size of the one that we'd saved. So it was like, oh, what we're going to do. So anyway, we got the lupin, which we did, but we thought, right, that was quite amusing, but we got it. So I said, well, I'll just leave you here. I'm just going to look over here. She said, oh, well, just have a look at the barbecue. Just the barbecues. And me, I'm thinking, that's fine. Yeah, see you in a minute. Except when I got there, she'd bought one. Bought a barbecue. I was like, no, I'm not leaving you for any longer again, ever. And then we're walking out, and she got her eye on a seating thing, a whole seating dining set, all because of a lupin.
So your lupin cost you a lot of money that day.
If you've got lupins, just be careful, because they can be pricey.
Oh, she sent in pictures of the birds.
Oh, no.
We could show
I'm
them.
scared
That's
to go
funny.
back. They're brilliant. Yeah.
Do you know, so when we used to live in a place called Banham, there used to be, there was like an outside garden when we moved in, and lupins were everywhere.
Yeah, I like lupins.
Every year, and I didn't realise, so you know how fast they spread and grow. So if you plant them in the ground, literally next year, if you've planted one plant, you'll have 5. They literally just shed and then re-pop up everywhere.
So what you're saying is we probably didn't even have to buy a lupin,
that is what I'm saying, yeah.
That thanks.
So,
That makes
yeah.
it. That doesn't help, Debbie. That does not help. I think there was a Monty Python sketch about lupins.
They are beautiful.
Yeah,
they grow so tall, don't they?
They're very old-fashioned, aren't they? They're very, like country cottage garden kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Right, so I'm going to leave them now. I've added a little bit of that orangey tone to them as well.
Yeah,
but
lovely.
I think we're going to do a bit of the green now. There's not a lot of green there, but I do love that. I like the citrus green, and I do like the dull green. I'm going back to dull green. I really feel like I need to like liberate dull green though and give it a bit of a more exciting name. Dull green. What colour are you? Oh, I'm exotic mango. What are you? Dull green. What dull green? Dull green, man. Yeah. Well, call me dull green. Oh, really? I'm flamingo pink. Yeah, I'm dull green.
That's hilarious. Characters to colours, I love that.
Oh, bless Debbie.
Sorry to the guys in the gallery, they're getting it right in their ears. Oh yeah, Charlotte, stay away from me. She's on holiday next week. There's so much of it about. It's that time of year, I think, isn't it? No, that's what happens, Charlotte. The warmth comes in and it spreads. The cold freezes everything off, doesn't it?
Right, so I'm still continuing here with the dull green.
Dull green.
Bless you, Debbie. I looked, it was funny this morning before Debbie came, I was getting set up, and there's all the things that we need here at hand. It's amazing, it's fabulous, like the best like crafting room ever, because everything is here.
Everything's here, yeah.
So I was looking, and you know, lunch, on the next show we're going to be using a bit of isopropyl alcohol. Obviously there's glycerin, there's about a gallon of glycerin here. So I picked one tub up and I thought, what's that? I've never seen that one before. Cough syrup. Cough syrup. I thought, well, I've missed a technique here. Either that or it's Debbie's.
Well, we keep that in here now because the last time that I had a bad cough, and I never even thought about it, Sheena, and then someone wrote in and said, why don't you just swig the glycerin that's next to you?
Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what? I never thought about that, and it really helped. So I just swigged the bottle of glycerin that was on the side.
Yeah, it's in a lot of products like that. The food grade
glycerin
one.
and honey, cough medicines, and and it really soothed my throat. It was disgusting, and it's probably been dipped into with all sorts of things, but it helped my throat that day.
Had a bit of glitter in it, you know, a bit of, you know, because it's the crafting one, but you know, fine.
That's it, yeah. So yeah. But now there is cough medicine there, but I've got another big bottle this side as well. So
it's everywhere.
I know, I'm really naughty as well. I'm not one of these people that weighs things out or measures things.
Oh, you're not? Like
no,
the teaspoon thing?
I remember when I was pregnant and I had terrible, terrible heartburn, and I used to go to parties with me, not a bottle of vodka, I used to go with a bottle of Gaviscon.
Oh,
I just used to swig it out of the bottle, and I remember my midwife saying to me at the time, you do realise that you should be measuring that, not just swigging it out the bottle. But I do it with cough medicine as well. I never measure it, I just swig it out the bottle. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I overdosed on cough medicine so many times, yeah.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I'm like a measurer with stuff
well,
like that.
I went
not
to the
measure with
chemist to
anything
get
else,
this
but...
one, and I needed some other tablets, and she said, oh, I can't sell you both of these. And I said, oh, why? She said, because they're both drowsy. And I said, oh, I don't want drowsy cough medicine. So she said, oh, on the shelf you could buy non-drowsy cough medicine. So I did. So it's non-drowsy, so it's okay. I can swig it all.
That's good. So I'll have to go, Debbie, wake up, Debbie.
Yeah. Oh, what? Are we still in the show?
What's that noise in the background? Debbie snoring.
Yeah, I don't want drowsy ones, especially as I'm driving home today. Are you driving home tonight, Sheena?
I am. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I just it's getting back. It's really late when we're finished, and it's quite a long drive. But it's nice just to get home into your own bed, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My last night in my house.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to miss it, Charlotte. No. It's Al's house, yeah, so I think I'm just so excited. I do love his house. It's really nice, and it's brought us together and closer. Because actually, with COVID, I think, like, made us live together a lot sooner than we would have done. It was just convenient.
Good it worked then, eh? Good that it worked, yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to see each other. So we sort of locked down together there. It was on the second lockdown. Yes, I can show you my new house. Yeah, I have pictures. I love it. I'm so excited. Yeah, so excited. I'm more excited that I get a craft room. And also a craft room that's not really part of the house. So basically, downstairs it's got a nice big sort of whole living area. So you've got sort of there's a settee on one side with the coffee table, and then the dining room table's in the room, and then the kitchen's off of that room. So it's like a big, massive L shape. And then off of that there's a garden room, and then off of the other side there's a lounge. But as you go in the garden room, at the side of the house they've built another building that runs the 22 foot of the house, and it's 5 meters wide, and that's going to be my craft room. I know. It's got like, so down one end it's got a sink and a washing machine, and that's like the utility area, but the rest of it I'm just going to use as my craft room. And there's doors at the front there that go to the front of the house, so everything from my craft stuff I can just bring in through my craft room.
Wow,
nothing has to go through the house at all. So yeah, I'm very excited. I do have to share it. I am sharing it with Al because he works from home, so he's going to have his office in there as well. Oh, what colour? Terry's asking what colour my craft room would be painted. I don't know yet. My youngest daughter's going to be moving in with us. So, and you know when you sort of think, right, we're just going to get in, see what the house offers us, see what we want to do, how we want to decorate it. No, she's on the phone. Mum, have you thought about decorating? What are you going to be decorating? I'm like, I've not even thought about that. And I said, do you mean what do you want to decorate your bedroom? And she said, well, yeah. I said, you can decorate your bedroom whatever you want. She's not going to be with us that long. They're saving for a house. So I just said, if you come and stay with us, she doesn't need to pay us any rent, and then she can save all her pennies for a house. They're doing really well, but it's the hardest money to save, isn't it, for a house? Because you don't really see any of it. It just goes into a house, but you need to save so much to get the youngsters on a property ladder these days. It's really difficult. So yeah, so figure she could come and stay with us and then save all her money.
So what I thought, I'm going to do something else now, just I think, well, I've got 10 minutes or so left. Right, so I'm going to just leave these just super pale like this. They look really nice with a bit of contouring on them. So by using the lighter colour everywhere and then the darker colour in between, you get that really nice, kind of looks like the light's hitting them like a ribbon. We'll try a little bit, but let's do the background and then we'll see if we can come back to this. So I like the fact that the line's not very prominent at all. So it doesn't matter if you go outside the line a little bit. You can thicken them up a little bit if you want. You know, it's your, say there, look at me. I don't care, I did it again.
Looks so nice.
And then you can do it, you see, just have fun with it.
Colleen's saying, this is beautiful, Sheena. You make these flowers just pop off the paper and they look so real.
Oh, thank you. It's like I say, it's a really nice thing. It's a different, your head's in a different place, to be honest, when you're doing this kind of colouring to a water-based colouring. It is very quite relaxing and a mindful thing to do, because you're slowing everything down. You know, you can just take your time with it, which I think is really nice. You know, sometimes to just slow everything down, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So beautiful.
There.
Deborah Durrant, she is saying, we had a dwarf lupin that was 4 foot tall. She's glad it was only the regular kind, as otherwise it would have took over the garden.
Wow. 4 foot for a dwarf? Oh, good grief. The other one must be like Land of the Giants.
Sandra's saying glycerin, lemon and honey is very good for swigging. And Sandra's saying, Debbie, are you moving further away from CCHQ? I am, actually. I had about another 20 minutes onto my journey, yeah. But be worth it. I don't mind travelling. I'm quite lucky. I like driving. Do you like driving, Sheena?
I do. I don't mind it. You know what I'll do is I'll put, there's two things I do. I put my music on, and it's like, if I need to stay awake, like tonight, it'll definitely be music, because that keeps me awake, because I'll put it's all the old same stuff I listen to all the time. Because even me, when it shuffles up and suggests new playlists, it's all the same stuff I've been listening to, just in a different order. So that keeps me awake if I'm making a horrific noise and singing in inverted commas, to get me to A to B. But I also like a good audio book. But I can't do that late or I'll fall asleep. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that there. That's
amazing.
Together. But what we'll do is we'll do a cool background now. Yeah, shall we?
Yes, amazing.
Just to finish off with. So the background that Debbie did, I did put a bit of card. Yeah, there it is. I'm looking for it. So we'll pop this here. And I've got some acetate here, and we're going to take some of the dark colours. Let's take, when we're doing this technique, you definitely want the strongest colours you have. So let's put some of that on there, and that. Don't know if that's the right yellow, probably not the right yellow, but we'll just scribble. So we're scribbling onto the acetate, and again, go for the dark. We'll do green, let's do greens. On your pastels, it's not the time for pastels. Nothing to see, move on. Not for you, pastels. All right, so, and then we'll just put a little
This is the Sheena we know, the messy crafter.
Yes, this is it. Like, I seem to talk more when I'm doing this as well. I don't know, it's everything kind of shuts down. When you're poorly, do you drive slower as well? I do.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I do. I know I do. Right, so what I've got is definitely... Yeah, I do.
That was very random.
I just thought that. I thought, well, while I'm doing messy stuff, I talk faster and quicker and more. When I'm doing more relaxing stuff, I talk less and slower. But yeah, I'm like that when I'm cool as well. I'm driving going, and flash, come on, it's 20 miles an hour, that's all I can do. Yeah, so I've got in here, in this very little fabulous spritter, which is why you wanted that before, isopropyl alcohol, or rubbing alcohol in the States. Yeah, isopropyl. So, and I'm just going to spritz it. Oh, hang on, bear with. Like that. So it depends how much you put on. If you put too much on, you're going to get it more dilute. But I also like to go over with my faithful, trusty bit of kitchen sponge as well. So just keep putting, oh, look at the colour of my thing, look at that. Right, hello.
You're meant to do that.
Viewing pleasure, but look at how bonny this looks now. Right, so if you want to colour in your, I've invented it here, look.
Yes.
So your bottles or anything with a transparent
You've
background.
now got bespoke bottles.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Bottles.
I knew I was doing
really
that,
cool.
Debbie. I knew that would happen. Ha! Ha! But anyway, what we'll do, I do this definitely now because I need another layer because I've got it everywhere. Can you see the first opportunity, Debbie, I've had to get messy? Can you see? I maximised it, haven't I? So this is where you want enough of that alcohol just to move those bits. And I like the sponge just to diffuse it a bit more. If you want it more kind of splodgy and puddly, just spritz it. But by doing this, and then I would put another layer on it, and because you think you haven't got much on there, but when you turn it over, you've got more colour than you think.
Yeah.
When you look, right? There's this one I did earlier, if I can find it, bear with. Yeah, I did this one earlier, which was, and I didn't roll my pen in it, so just do a couple of layers on it, and it'll look much better. There, can you see? So just go over it.
Oh yeah, amazing.
And it's such a good thing to do with your pen.
Very cool.
Pens, isn't it? And it's better if you layer it up. So I would definitely try this one, then I'd scribble it again. Don't scribble with your pens when this is still wet because you'll dilute the ink.
Yep.
But go over that again, and then you're just going to, get the point where you're going to put your thing on top. And that's it.
That is very cool, absolutely amazing. Louise is asking what the gel pen, the white pen you was using to highlight the main flower.
The white gel pen was this one. It is a Staedtler white brush pen. That was it there, Staedtler white brush pen. And it's really good because you very often find, like, this is the other one I like, the Uniball white gel pen. That's a good gel pen, but it's like a very fine, solid line. Mm-hmm. And depending on how wet or not your card is, can you see how that's a very rigid, solid line? Whereas the other one is, with it being the brush, you can be much more subtle with how you're highlighting it. So I'm going to cover that little bit there because I caught that little bit, but then, soften it. You can't do that with the other one, can you? Yeah. So again, if you've lost a few highlights or whatever, you want to emphasise the definition on the little petals on these little bits, or you want to put a little kind of vein in it on the leaves, or even anything like that. You can do that afterwards as well. So yeah, that's a good thing to do. Is just look over and of course this is where we can get your pencils into the mix as well if you want, which we'll be doing more of in the next couple of hours if you want to partake in that.
Absolutely beautiful. If you'd like to do any of the techniques that Sheena's been showing us in this last couple of hours, it's our Power of Nature Showstopper that we've got on the screen there. It's the best way to get this collection because the whole collection here that you can see, it's just on the side. You're getting the cardstock, which is our Nina cardstock. You're getting those 2 packs of 3 pens in each pack, which you're getting 18 colours of your tri-blend markers. They're our brush pens. You're also getting your pack of rocker blocks, which have got 5 of the rocker blocks in them, and you're also getting all 4 of the brand new Sheena Douglas stamps today, absolutely free in that bundle. It's the best way to shop. It's only costing you £3 more to actually buy the Showstopper than the stamps themselves. So that's an insane price today. Platinum price, £27.98 or $40.70, which is absolutely incredible. Now the Gemini 2 is still in stock. You can head to the website. It is on the Shop the Show, or Shop the Day, you'll be able to find it. It's got the additional 1,000 bonus points. Yes, 1,000, which is incredible. Great deal on that one, which is amazing. So if you want to go for that Gemini 2, head to the website and you can get that one. Sheena, what do we have in store? What have you got in store for us at 2 p.m?
We're going to do more. We're going to use the stamps, the new stamps. We're going to use the pens again, but we're going to use them with pencils, and we're going to look at surfaces, how you can use the different surface to mix it up and to bring out different kind of features of your colouring product.
Ah, lovely. I don't think we've got time, have we? Have we got time for a vote? We're doing a vote? We're going to do it in the next show because we've just been enjoying ourselves and watching Sheena do her thing, which is amazing. Thank you, Sheena. It's been a great couple of hours. Loved watching you colour. Can't wait till the next show and see what you've got in store. I hope you can join us back. We're going to go and have something to eat. We know that you'll join us back at 2 o'clock because you'll want to see what Sheena has in store with these new stamps. We're going to see much more of them. And we've got that secret surface that Sheena's going to colour onto, and honestly I've not seen it being done, but I've seen the finish sample and it's beautiful, and you won't believe what Sheena's using, and it's something everybody can just go out and buy. So it is a great one to do. So come back at 2 o'clock and you're going to see all those amazing things that Sheena's got in store with our pencils, with our pens, with that Showstopper, with the new stamps. You're going to absolutely love everything. Thank you to everyone in the comments. Everyone is absolutely loving it. Jane's asking if she could just use vodka instead of rubbing alcohol. I think you perhaps need to use the rubbing alcohol, Jane, so not the vodka. You can drink the vodka though. But everyone's been commenting and asking what lots of things. So any other questions, make sure you get them in for later on. We're going to head off for a bit of lunch now, and we will see you back here in an hour. Bye for now.